Hello everyone, Guild Wars 2 has been out for a few days now, and I thought I'd give you some first impressions, and I'm mostly going to focus on the little things, like the details that I really liked, that I really enjoyed about it. You can see that ArenaNet has obviously put a lot of effort and a lot of love and detail into this game, and I'd like to just go over a few of them. The first one, for example, is the size of Divinitys Reach. Now, a lot of MMOs brag that they have a large open world, and, well, for the most part, that's true. However, in Guild Wars 2, there's actually stuff you can do within that world. Other MMOs, I've noticed, they've got a large capital city, but it's a drag to go through, because the vendors are miles apart and stuff like that, and in between there's nothing really to see, just big open squares. Guild Wars 2 does it differently. I've been traveling around Divinitys Reach for, I don't know, days now. And I'm really enjoying how it looks and how much there's to do. There's carnivals, there's different NPCs, there's people talking everywhere with actual dialogue. There's around every corner there's something to do, and therefore I don't even teleport in Divinitys Reach. I actually like going to places by foot, because you constantly see something new, and then not only that, but they don't fake as much the size. Other MMOs will, actually even Guild Wars 1 did this, they will fake that the city is big by adding stuff in the background where you can't actually get. Now Guild Wars 2 does this as well. However, the difference is that most MMOs give you a certain path to take through a city, which is, for example, just a ground level, and you can get to everywhere by that. And you might still see archways and bridges and stuff like that hanging overhead, but you can actually get there. In Guild Wars 2 you can, and I really like that. In Divinitys Reach you can take the low road, you can take the high road, and they end up in different places with different things to see and to do. And that is really something I appreciate, because it's amazing to explore the city. And that's one of the things I really enjoy. Now another thing is, and this might sound a bit grim, but I actually really like the death screams of the bandits. Now let me explain this. When a bandit dies, he'll give you the standard dialogue of like, "You got me," or stuff like that. However, you can hear them also say things which first time I heard it actually made me feel really bad about myself. You actually hear them contemplate and regret their decisions in life. I've heard them say, "If only I could," or "What if I had?" Like, they know that they're going to die, and they know it's inevitable, and they regret what they've done, and they regret what they haven't done in life. And yeah, well, that's suddenly adding a lot of a darker feeling to the game, and well, I admit I kind of like it. A lot of games, I guess, will try to stay away a little bit from that because it is too dark. And well, I appreciate that Guild Wars and that ArenaNet decided to keep that in. It adds some emotion into the game, some depth. Now another thing I really like, and this is pretty cute. If you cut down trees, you have a small chance of discovering a hidden stash buried beneath the tree. So instead of just getting wood chunks, you actually get like a little bag, and there's like a gem in there or some coins, stuff like that, which is a very nice detail, and I'm very glad they put that in as well. Now, something else which was really cool, and I ran across that at the Kessex Hills, was we were fighting a boss, a foreman in a robot, or in a golem, and he was tough. Like, he could pretty much one-shot everyone, and he had this area of effect skill, that if you were too close to him you get stunned, and he would shoot out like electricity balls. And what would happen, like, those balls would just shoot from to all sides, and everyone getting hit basically got one-shot by it. However, something they did which was very clever, like very nice, very cleverly designed. There were pillars everywhere, like there were trees, there were pillars, there were things to hide behind. So as soon as you got aggro of the foreman and he would start attacking you, you could just hide behind these pillars and he couldn't hit you. Now what the obvious tactic was that as soon as someone got aggro, he would then kite the boss around while the others kept fire, kept DPS on him, and you just had to make sure you didn't get hit, you didn't get killed, and that way you could actually like help your team out, because they would be able to DPS, you would just keep him distracted so he wouldn't go after anyone else, and suddenly the boss fight became a lot easier. However, the tough part is actually getting people to work in a team. This was level 23, I think, which is still pretty early on in the game, and I appreciate that they already throw such challenges at you. Seriously, if I look back at World of Warcraft, this stuff used to happen in raids. Like, you actually had to get a guild together and stuff like that. And so, certain bosses would have certain tactics you had to apply to. And this is definitely one of those tactics. And I really appreciated that they just put this in an open world. It just takes a little exploration, a little like seeing what's going on and how to fix it. And then as soon as you get the hang of it, you can take them down. And I love that they already put it at level 23. The vendors in game are also absolutely brilliant. Not often do I see a game where they actually allow NPCs to sell the stuff which is appropriate for that area. So next to a melon farm there will be an NPC selling melons. And at the carnival grounds in Divinitys Reach, people will be selling cotton candy and pieces of cake and stuff like that. Like, it would make sense, because at a carnival you buy candy and you can do that in game. Another example would be like buying ale and beer and stuff like that at bartenders. That's just a very, very nice touch, and I quite enjoy that as well. I also, of course, enjoy that if, for example, that melon farm would be burned down, then the NPC selling those melons will no longer be there, or will be there but says, sorry, my entire stock has gone up in flames and I can no longer sell you. A very nice touch, and this is very small, but I quite enjoy it, is that some buildings, and I've only seen this in, I think, Divinitys Reach so far, but some buildings you can actually open the door and go inside. Not a lot of games do this. Like, enough games do this, but not enough MMOs. Sure, you've got a big open world with plenty to do in it, but often the buildings you see, they're just there for decorations and nothing more. I love how you can actually open the door, go inside and have a look around in some of these buildings in Guild Wars 2. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about was the detail added to the personal storyline. I got to one part of the storyline and I basically got into this large room filled with nobles and the ministry and lots and lots of NPCs. And before it was a trial, and before I started the trial, I actually talked to everyone, and everyone had something to say and stuff like that. And then as soon as the trial was over, I actually went back to all those people, and all their dialogue has changed. Like, depending on what had happened during the trial, they would be responding to that. And that was brilliant, because you can really see that the world actually kind of feels alive. Sure, there's a lot of reading involved and you don't have to do it, but if you just take some time and have a look at the dialogue that the people around you have to say, it's really nice to see that it changes depending on the situation. Anyways guys, that was it for me for today with little things I love about Guild Wars 2. I might do another video of this if I keep finding these little things, which I think I will. But we'll have to see until then. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thumbs up or thumbs down depending if you liked it or not. And I will see you next time.